especially before work that serves people. When we clear the space with this copal smoke, we can bless ourselves, and if you like, when you smell the smoke, you can bring it into your heart and mind, and the smoke sends your prayers up, or our prayers up, for a beautiful weekend of learning and growing and networking or connecting, and for trusting that we're all here for a reason, that we trust that we say the right thing at the right time to the right people, and that we remember to take care of ourselves first, and then others. I would also like to thank the organizers of this gathering, the two women that I've been corresponding with, Amy Solis and Valerie Smith. Thank you for inviting me and for bringing us all together like this in a good way. Thank you. I'm going to send our prayers up to the four directions, and I invite you to join me. We're going to start in the east, and we'll make our way through the directions. And join me. You can put your hands up, stand up, put your hands up. Aho. Thank you all so much for taking part in that process. It's really nice to open up the space all together in that way. So, over the last several months, we have been, I am talking louder and louder. Can you all hear me? Great. So, over the last several months, there has been so much energy and blood and sweat and tears and happiness and hugs and smiles and laughs that all put together became the Worker Cooperative National Conference. So a big part of that is the local host committee. And I didn't fully prep them for this because I wanted it to be a little bit of a surprise, but I want to invite the whole host committee onto the stage because I want all of you to see all the local people who have been working behind the scenes to make the tours happen, to make all the tours happen, to welcome you to Los Angeles. Yeah, keep it going, keep it going. Yay. I just wanted a moment to honor these people who have put on conference calls, and they have opened up their homes, and they have opened up their workplaces and their lives so that all of you can have an amazing conference. So thank you so much to all of you for everything you've done for the conference and for all the people here. Thank you for all coming to the stage. So today we're going to hear from this whole group, which is going to be amazing. We're going to kick it off with a welcome from Cesar. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to hand it right over to him.
Gracias. muy corto. Buenas noches, bienvenidas y bienvenidos a Los Ángeles. Good evening, welcome to LA, everyone, and I hope you have a great time of learning and networking.
And then for the host of tonight is going to be COOP LA. Who was able to go on the tour to COOP LA today? I heard it was amazing, and I'm really excited to hear more from them. So I'm gonna hand it over to Katsuki and the COOP LA crew.
How's everybody doing? I can't hear you. It's a Friday night. How's everyone doing? Yes. I don't know about you, but this is my first ever National Cooperative Conference with the Federation, and what better than to do it in our hometown. So once again, my name is Catherine Gutierrez. I am one of the co-founders of Collective Avenue Coffee and part of the Cooperative Collaborative COOP LA. And I see my team is up here already. So two things. Collective Avenue Coffee, we're the first worker co-op coffee shop in Southern California. Yeah. Only to see local roasters, local bakers, having local interns. But even more exciting, simultaneously with looking for a location for Collective Avenue Coffee, we came together, 3 cooperatives and 1 social enterprise, now a B corporation. We've come together to share a space, so I'm going to give that to my team to talk about it.
Hi everyone, hope you're enjoying this tonight. So my name is Edith, I'm part of Semillas Wellness, and we're part of COOPERA. And how we came together was really just sharing the struggle. If you talk about how it is difficult just as a startup alone, and then talking about cooperative in LA with the rent and the economy. So coming with each other with the events that we would just be with, we met Catering and Jonathan through Collective, and then through them we met Luna and Salazar Landscaping.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Cuauhtemoc. I'm part of Luna Catering, and we're all part of COOP LA. Thanks everybody for being out here. I know people came from as far as Canada, from the East Coast. So it's amazing for everybody over here to be under this tent here at Trade Tech. So we're really appreciative of this whole community getting together. And that's really, an expression of what cooperativism is about, sharing resources, sharing ideas. So that's kind of what united us. We needed a place, and we were fortunately, some of y'all actually visited the space today. We've been raising funds. We're trying to get the build out finished. So we appreciate all the support, and yeah, feel free to check out our social media. We'll be posting different events that we do. But we appreciate all the support and that expression of helping mutual aid and helping each other out. So thanks again. And,
Hello everybody. My name is Eric. I'm the chef of the Luna Catering. This is it's a pretty cool opportunity to be doing all this work with like-minded people, especially in LA. A little while ago, it was a very small community. I can see it growing every single day. There's more cooperatives coming through. Because it was embarrassing that we only had like 7 or 6 or something compared to the Bay where we have like 150. So it's like, yeah. So we're doing work for our community because we care about our community. So it's a cool opportunity to keep doing our work for what we want, our community. So what we care about, so what we love, and right now we're against gentrification. It's a horrible thing that's happening here in LA and everywhere. So thank you for giving us
chance to talk.
Hi everyone, my name is Luis from Semillas Wellness, also COOPERA. It's a great weekend to build, connect, get to know about our movements, not only ours but yours. Continue to network, create amistades, create friendships. So this is an excellent event, and we look forward to continue to have the larger conversations and more one-on-one conversations throughout the next day. So thank you so much.
All right, let's give it one more time for our awesome team. So some small words on COOPERA. It was a way of really trying to get creative on how to reduce overhead costs, right? We all come from a working class community, Southeast LA. Majority of the population is at or below poverty levels. So how do we actually inspire and thrive as a business and as a community space? So that's kind of how COOPERA came to be, is let's join forces, or as the saying says, there's a saying in Spanish, la unión hace la fuerza. So in uniting together, we become stronger. So that's something that we don't just talk about, we actually set the example from opening up our meetings to the public, getting feedback, bringing ideas if somebody wants to host something, like we have Ryder circles, meditation, all kinds of good stuff at our space. And we're not even done with the construction. So just wanted to bring that up. Awesome. All right, I'm going to be looking at the agenda real quick, but I'm really honored tonight to be able to introduce not only people who I consider my mentors, but part of the cooperative family in Los Angeles. So a little bit on my background, I learned about cooperatives through Cheese Board, actually, one of the sponsors, while going to school up in the Bay Area, and I always thought to myself, we need to bring this to LA, we need to bring this to my hometown someday, like educate something. And with that, I had to actively build a network, cold call, cold emails, right? Just any way that I can learn from people who are already doing it. And in looking for those connections and looking for that family, I met a lot of the people that I will be introducing tonight. And I highly recommend that you listen closely to how they strategize, how they come together with their communities, with their peers, to strengthen and further push the cooperative movement, because it is something that not only is it practical, but it's necessary in our society right now. So without further ado, we are going to have Cesar with doing an overview on the plans for the soon-to-be launched COOPERA. So Cesar, if you can come up.
Gracias. Okay. I'm a little nervous because I have to talk for the first time in front of so many people about COOPERA. Thank you. COOPERA is the first project of East LA Community Corporation on developing the worker-owned cooperatives. And it's been 2 years of conversations, planning, building the business plan, becoming a LLC, getting the agreement from the operating agreement, to finally get into in front of this big wall that is the permits and health department. We're gonna sell juices, smoothies, fruits and vegetables, organic, from local farms, and the challenge is huge. At the same time, this project was presented to the street vending campaign in Los Angeles, which is supported by East LA Community Corporation as well. So with community members and members of this campaign, we gathered a group of about 12 people, and today we are 6. We all know that this model doesn't work for everyone. Some people get desperate and they don't see it in a short period of time. So that's what we have right now. 6 people working enthusiastically in Boyle Heights, which is in East LA, in a 95% Latina population. Lots of immigrants, and we asked for all kinds of support. At the beginning, we had to find ourselves into this world, but now I find that there's a large community. We know that it's relatively new in California, in Southern California specifically, the cooperative movement, but now I see and feel the support through many organizations, but I have to call LA Labs, COOP Labs, with Gilda. It's been a big support. I'm attending classes every Monday here in LA Take Track to learn more and to help the group of COOPERA to develop in the right direction. And that's not it. At ILAC, which is an organization that develops affordable housing, now the first floor or each development will have a commercial space. And we want the tenants and the community around it to use those commercial space in a social economic model as cooperative. So we are hoping that we shift the cultural history in our communities toward empowerment, economic empowerment through these economic models. So it's a big bet. We're in the beginning, in the first phase of it. Wish us a lot of luck. Share your knowledge. Everything helps. Thank you for being here. I hope the ones getting taxes heard me, but I'm glad. I'm honored to be here. Thank you.
Let's give it up for Cesar. So be sure to catch him later. And next we will have Liz Ryder with Lucy, which is the LA Union Cooperative Initiative and the Union Co-ops Council. So a little bit on the using the power of unions, what is learned there, and they've been huge supporters. Again, a lot of the teams that we look up to, as well as Collective Avenue and COOP LA. So really honored to introduce you guys.
Hi, my name is Liz Ryder, and I am the co-chair of the Union Co-op Council, as well as one of the founders of Lucy. And this is Paul Ahrens, one of my co-conspirators and founders of Lucy, the Los Angeles Union Cooperative Initiative. Now, I wanted to mention the Union Co-op Council because many of you are not from Los Angeles, and so anybody that has an interest in a union, is a member of a union, we'd like you to join it. It's the oldest council in the U.S. Federation of Worker Cooperatives. We've been in existence for about 11 years. And we have a national conference call every month to coordinate activities, presentations at conferences, to get the word out to the union community, and educate them about worker cooperatives as a strategy for the labor community. Now, for people that are in Los Angeles, of course, I would like to ask you to become involved with the Los Angeles Union Cooperative Initiative and get our contact information and follow up with us. Because in just LA County alone, if you just think about these numbers, there are 800,000 union members that are in the AFL-CIO for LA County. 800,000. So this is a community that the entire objective of the labor movement is to bring about workplace democracy. So it's a natural ally for the worker cooperative community, which is already 100% workplace democracy. So it's an important community to build bridges with. Lucy was founded both to build bridges to the labor community, but also to try to develop union worker cooperatives. So I'd like to tell you one of our stories, because immediately at our founding, which has been several years ago, we were thrown into a project kind of unexpectedly, and it's because it has a very compelling story. And that is that there is a campaign in Los Angeles, and I believe it was in more than Los Angeles, the Clean Car Wash campaign. Car washeros are, of course, some of the most exploited workers in the country, and very often suffer from wage theft and many other abuses. The the very first, the Los Angeles the Clean Car Wash campaign was organizing a number of car washes. I think they ended up with about 30. But the very first one, the very first group of workers that stood up against their employer and stood up against the abuses were the car wash heroes at the Vermont Gage Car Wash. Yes, very brave, and they've been in existence. They became a member of the Steelworkers Local 675 here in Los Angeles. There would be a steelworker up here telling the story that he didn't stick around. Gary Holloway, who was also one of our founders of Lucy, and they were a unit of steelworkers for about 6 years. Come to work one day, and the owner has locked the gates and disappeared. Locked the gates and gone with their wages. Didn't pay the rent, of course, didn't pay the vendors, just, cleaned up the till, locked the gates and walked away, disappeared. And they're still looking for it because that is grand theft, by the way, and it's prosecuted. So they were locked out of their facility, with they didn't get their wages and they had no work. So the steelworkers stepped in and actually helped them in a big financial way, as well as with staff time, which is actually more expensive than actually, supplying funding, to help them organize that car wash, that same facility, same physical car wash, into a worker cooperative. So Lucy was thrown in immediately into this cauldron of immediately organizing a worker cooperative car wash, which is called the Vermont Gage Car Wash in Los Angeles. Now, these efforts very often run into challenges, and the Vermont Gage Car Wash has since demutualized. And I'll tell you that in large part it has to do with the way that worker comp is interpreted in California. But this is also important when it comes to reaching out to unions, because this is an advocacy issue. And labor is a very strong player when it comes to advocacy and lobbying. So this is an area that, again, we need to organize around in Los Angeles, in California, statewide. And we're working on a strategy for that as well. So that's where we have gone thus far, but our main thrust is to move out to the labor community and get them educated around what worker cooperatives are as a strategy for labor, for growing union membership, as well as growing equity for the most disadvantaged workers in our communities. So I'd like to hand the mic over to Paul.
I have very few words, but welcome to LA, everybody. I hope you have a great weekend here.
Thank you very much. Join Lucy, join Union Co-op Council.
All right. Thank you, Liz and Paul. So be sure to check them out. They do have a table right over there in the end. So if you happen to have time. Next, I have the pleasure of introducing somebody that I honestly was really intimidated to meet, but she actually came up to our pop-up. So as Collective Outer, we were popping for 2 years before we had our first location. And so she asked us about the business and then invited my business partner and I to her home, brought up big butcher paper and said, okay, let's break down your business, because in the end, a cooperative is a business. So you want to make sure that you're operating correctly. Ever since then, we grew a really big bond with Gilda, so the founder of the LA Co-op Lab. And yeah, I know a lot of us have stories with her. She's great energy, and it's a pleasure to introduce you.
Hi, nice people. Welcome to LA. As you heard, the LA Co-op Lab has a couple of things going for it. One of the biggest things is comrades. I hope we can count all of you, because our movement in Los Angeles is young, full of energy. We don't have any older co-ops. We have older people, but not older co-ops. And we are blessed to have organizations like COOPERA and Collective Remake and Lucy to be in our midst, and all of you. The other thing we have going for us, we have comrades around the country through a peer network that we're a part of and a financial cooperative that we're a part of. And that gives us the ability as a young group to back up our business work with capacity through financing. And as you can see, I am sporting a beautiful t-shirt for Ride On, which is our local Limerick Park South LA bicycle co-op that some of you visited, which we were able to help them really catapult in just a few weeks their sales because they had stock. They had stuff to sell through financing. And so these shirts are available for sale, not here, but somewhere. And we're taking orders. Yes, that's all I wanted to say. Welcome to Los Angeles. We really appreciate you being here. We learned so much from all of you and from all of us here.
All right. And next, we are going to have Mary and Gigi coming up representing Collective Remake. So Mary is the founder of Collective Remake, which, one, it's already exciting to start a cooperative and even more exciting to help other cooperatives start. So from there, I'll let you take it away.
Hi, I'm Mary Simon, Collective Remake. I designed Collective Remake as a student of Gilda Haas's at Antioch University as part of the Urban Sustainability Program. I fought prison and jail expansion in California in the grassroots movement for a decade, and with great dismay, it's a still ongoing struggle, I decided to help create part of the solution. So Collective Remake is supporting the development of worker-owned businesses with people who have been incarcerated and other folks from marginalized communities. We have a couple businesses that we're getting off the ground, but one of the main focuses has been doing cooperative education workshops and seminars over the past 3 years. And we couldn't have managed these workshops, and we've gotten second year funding to continue this education program with the help of the other cooperators in LA. So everybody that's been up here tonight, Lucy, LA Co-op Lab, the Strategy Research Center, the Arroyo Seco Time Bank, all these people have come in. Brett Heater, the attorneys, have come in to help us do the different workshops around the legal issues, the business issues, and practicing democracy. We just incorporated as a 501c3, but our bylaws overwrite the hierarchy, and we have a democratic board. So I want to introduce you to one of our new board members, Gigi Breland.
Hi. Okay, I'm nervous too. I'll say that. Plus, if I start sweating, I'm gonna cough so I have hot flashes. Okay, but I'll be okay. I became a part of Collective Remake because this nun gave me a flyer one day and told me to go to one of the workshops to start would be something I would be interested in. Why, I didn't know. But when I got there, I did become interested in it. For number one, I have 2 strikes against me. I'm African American, I'm female, and I'm formerly incarcerated. So I don't care how much education I had. I got my AA degree, my BA degree. Okay, can you guys hear me? Okay. I did almost 3 decades in prison. And when I was released in 2009, it was hard for me, for how much education I had, for me to find a job that would pay me what I felt that I deserved. And to go into a co-op was scary because I do need a paycheck, but eventually it was like I couldn't be any worse off. So I hooked up with Mary, and she had the 501c3. I'm starting, it's called Recycle for Jobs. And at some point, I hope to have partners. It's a slow process, but in the long run, I think it's gonna be worth it. Because at the rate I was going, I wouldn't live long enough to pay off all my student loans, and I couldn't get a job in the field that I was trained to anyway. Not that it would pay me, but I felt that I deserved. So I just jumped in, and here I am. We have a table in the back. But we're like selling things, just trying to make it. We have some like really good bottles, like water bottles, and they have all these refill stations. So you guys come back and we'll be here all weekend, okay? Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mary and Gigi, for sharing. Yeah, be sure to check out their table in the back. I really like their coffee mugs. I'm ready to get one too for the coffee shop. So on the topic of jobs, more than cooperatives, more than just starting different types of organizations, different types of business models, we do have to think in the end that the worker comes first. So with that, it's not just about cooperatives specifically, but providing the different options and opportunities to get creative on that and share what you know with others. So I have the pleasure of introducing Lola, who is here with the Black Worker Center and also working with fellow cooperative members in the community to provide more resources.
Good evening, everyone. In organizing, we say good evening and everybody says good evening back. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to Los Angeles. I'm really so honored to be here with you tonight, representing members of the LA Black Worker Center. We're a grassroots action center, about a mile from here at 54th and Crenshaw. And the work that we're doing there is fighting, resisting, and contesting the Black jobs crisis that exists, not just in Los Angeles, but across the country. I know you have heard about the crisis of Black work, but here in Los Angeles, one of the largest economies in the world, Black working age adults are 50% unemployed and underemployed, right? So 50% of Black working age adults in this economy have no work, or they're working poor on a daily. And so our goal is to build power for Black workers, right? And to look at ways to develop public policies and corporate practices that will help us leverage more jobs for folks in our communities. But the truth is, there are not enough opportunities to deal with the crisis in our communities. And there is too much resistance to hiring workers that the state has created, as Michelle Alexander, the new Jim Crow, where because of criminal history and being formally incarcerated, because of credit, because of the color of their skin, because they may stand up for their rights in the workplace, many of our folks do not get an opportunity to really articulate their gifts to society and to get the money that they need to sustain themselves and their families. And so as we've been fighting for these policies and demanding fair representation for Black workers, we think that it really is important for us to think about how do Black workers own their labor? Instead of trying to leverage a job here, a job there, a job, right? And I'm really honored to be here with you all. We had a great discussion with Joseph from Core Staffing and Juan from Tight Shift, helping us to really think about, how do we take what is essentially a volunteer program where Black workers who've been able to squeeze in the door, have been opening it up and prepping and training and supporting other workers to come through the door. How do we turn that into a worker-owned enterprise? And instead of having 5 workers squeak through the door, how do we get 100 workers to come through that door? And so we're really, excited to be here. And I want to give a great shout out to Gilda Haas, one of the godparents of the Black Worker Center, because we want to learn these different strategies. We want to figure out what are the new economies, what are the new ways that workers can control their means of production and be able to have a quality life in the process. And so we look forward to learning more at the conference. We look forward to connecting with so many of the resources in the back of the room. And more importantly, we're excited about bringing the power of Black workers to the cooperative community and to show that this is the way we can change our economies to benefit our communities and to heal our people. So thanks so much for your time and for being here and sharing.
And next, thank you, Lola. Next, we have Yvonne with Solidarity LA, doing research, also our tour guide earlier this morning, so come on up.
Thank you. I'm actually here mostly to introduce the next and last speaker, Haruko Flores, but just to say briefly, we have some folks here who are also involved in the mapping project to map out the anti-capitalist solidarity economy in Los Angeles. Because there are many alternatives, right? We don't just live under a hegemony of capitalism. There's a diverse economy that exists in Los Angeles, in Southern California, and a lot of it here, at least the story that we've been telling and that we're going to be capturing both in the map platform and in the oral histories that we're doing, is that it's really rooted in the immigrant and multiracial communities that live here in Los Angeles. So we have a workshop tomorrow at 11 a.m. on what we're doing to countermap the solidarity economy. I know Bean is going to be presenting, and there's going to be the Llano del Rio Collective that's going to be presenting as well. So I hope you can join us then. But it is my great pleasure and honor to introduce Haruko Flores from the East Side Cafe. He lives in my community, which is El Sereno. Welcome, Haruko.
Hi, everybody. I am so humbled to be here in front of you, speaking to you. I'm still wondering why they invited me. But just in talking to a few of you, I can sense all of the knowledge and experience that you have. And what's most important is that you're willing and loving to share that knowledge. That's amazing. That is, you can feel it here. And I'd like to give you a little bit of my background. In terms of cooperatives, I kind of disagree with folks that say this is new. In order to survive, we always have to be cooperative. And I come from a family of 14, so we had to be very cooperative to survive. And we also had a family restaurant, and I'm from Oxnard, California, which is 60 miles north, and it's a farm worker community. So we worked at the restaurant, and then we also worked in the fields. So we had a chance to be part of the farm worker movement, and we were, in terms of the farm worker movement, we were considered our area zealously. We wanted an autonomous and independent union, and we loved the United Farm Workers, but we also wanted to have a big say as to what happens in Oxnard. So we were able to go on a strike. It was the largest strawberry strike in the nation. We took over a radio station. From the radio station, we organized the strike. And one of the stipulations that we had was that no immigration officer, there was no ICE during that period, but it was immigration. We called it La Migra. No migra was going to be called in to take out workers and win the strike for us, because Cesar Chavez had been doing this. And Cesar Chavez did some great, amazing things. He was an amazing leader, but he was mistaken in that policy. And we told him so, and he did not agree with us. Just a strike, because it was a cooperative community, a colonia. We were able to have 6,000 out of 7,000 workers out on the first day. And so we didn't really need the migra. We did not need the migra. And Cesar thought we did, and he ordered it in, and we had a conflict. And so going on from there, I guess what I'm saying is that from my family, I learned to cooperate. And I was in Salinas as a teacher. I got fired because I did not cooperate with the administration. But I was able to, my brother Joe was forming a union in an airplane landing gear factory called Apex. And it was part of the oil chemical atomic workers that they had brought in. And we formed what we call an autonomous cooperative union. And that union, what we did was that we fired our international rep every 6 months, because that way the international reps could not sell out. And so we kept independent. And so I guess what I'm saying here is that cooperatives need a perspective. Cooperatives, in our perspective, need autonomy, need independence from government as much as possible, need to be free of as much as possible from commitments to government, to present government. So it's the autonomy aspect that we have been emphasizing, but we also at the Eastside Cafe are very much learning formal, what we call formal co-ops, formal cooperative, and we want to be part of this formal cooperative movement. We think that's the answer to a new society. You know, it's the replacement of global corporate capitalism, and we hope that, you know, what all of you are doing is contributing to that, and I'm totally humbled to be in front of you. Thank you so much.
All right, how's everyone doing? Let's make sure to stretch after this, okay? Practice for breathing. Just make sure we stay awake because we have a really exciting weekend ahead of us. For all of you who just flew in today, once again, thank you so much for visiting Los Angeles, and we welcome you to the conference. So I'm going to pass it on to Mo.
Please give it up one more time for Kadri and the entire host committee. All of you are amazing and pretty much in awe of all of these people and all the work that they've been doing. Okay, so a couple announcements. Just a reminder, there are drinks in the back. Please feel free to get up and go grab a drink. We're going to have a very short surprise ceremony right now. We're going to do some recognitions of some co-ops and some cooperators who've been doing some amazing work. But so we're going to do that, and then we are going to break for a wine tasting. So we'll just hold you for a couple more minutes, and then we'll be free to network and be merry together.
Hello, my people. How are you doing tonight? I'm Ricardo Diaz. I am from Long Beach, so repping Southern California, but now living in Oakland. So I'm coming back though. I'm also board president of the U.S. Federation of Worker Cooperatives, and I'm here to provide some recognition and some awards to some folks. So just as a reminder, the U.S. Federation of Worker Cooperatives mission is to build a thriving cooperative movement of stable, empowering jobs through worker ownership. And we advance worker-owned, managed, and governed workplaces through cooperative education, advocacy, and development. And right now we're going to award some folks who we see are doing these activities, these strategies, pushing them forward, pushing our vision forward into the world. We want to lift their stories up. So first, we're gonna do a few cooperators of the year. The first is the champion of worker cooperative advocacy, Yasi Eskandari Kajar. Where's Yasi? Come on up. Yasi Eskandari Kajar hails from Santa Barbara, California. She currently works at the Sustainable Economies Law Center and recently became an attorney without going to law school through California's Law for Study program. I'm not going to have that much information on each person because I'm her coworker. So, okay. So we're recognizing Yasi for her policy advocacy leadership on the local, regional, and national level. Here's some examples of what she's done in the past. One is stewarding resolutions to support worker cooperatives in both Oakland and Berkeley city councils. For stewarding the New Economy Coalition's Worker Co-op policy platform. We're currently leading the Worker Cooperative Brigade, which trains worker owners on being policy advocates themselves. And finally, for stewarding the Berkeley Worker Cooperative Ordinance, which we hope to get passed soon. And we'll also provide some actual financial and other supports to worker cooperatives. So, Mada, if you want to provide the award to Yasi, we can give it up for Yasi Eskandari Kajar. Okay, sweet. Next. Oh, yes.
Buenas noches, Los Ángeles. Estamos aquí para reconocer el trabajo duro de cooperativistas que han estado en el movimiento por un buen rato. We're here to recognize also the work of folks that have been in the movement for a really long time. So we want to recognize Elizabeth Arredondo. ¿Dónde está Elizabeth Arredondo? Allá, Elizabeth. Elizabeth Arredondo es parte de la cooperativa de limpieza Teamworks, una cooperativa de mujeres inmigrantes en California, y hoy está haciendo trabajo duro todo el día facilitando el Instituto de Cooperativas de Limpieza. Elizabeth was, she's part of Teamworks Clean Cooperative, and she was facilitating a whole day today with the Clean Cooperatives. She's also part of the cohort of Democracy Work Institute, Líderes Cooperativistas en Acción, and she's been involved in the movement for how long? Like at this point, 10 years, longer? 8 o 10 años. So, por favor, un aplauso grande para Elizabeth. And thanks to everybody. This is my first time talking in English in front of everybody. Thank you so much.
My Nguyen. Is my Nguyen in the house? Nguyen. Thank you. My! So, Mai is winning our Worker Co-op Torchbearer Award. So our past 2 awards were for policy advocacy and education or development. And our Worker Co-op Torchbearer is a recognition of movement building. Mai is bringing the conversation of worker cooperatives in a deep way to our agricultural system. So organic farms to all types of food justice spaces and making sure that labor isn't left out of the conversation in food justice. So for that, we'd like to award the Worker Co-op Torchbearer.
Perfect.
Okay. Thank you, Mai. And now we're going to move to the Cooperatives of the Year.
So just so you know, this year we're actually giving more awards than previously because we recognize there's so much amazing work that's happening within the cooperative movement. just one wasn't enough. So we need to recognize all the amazing work that people doing in all different fronts. So we want to give the next award to folks from Caracol Language Cooperative for their amazing work they're doing. If you've been around the conference, you know how it's supposed to be bringing to everybody the importance of language justice in those spaces, right? What it means to actually being able to communicate and being able to say a word in the way and how it flows for us. So it's like literally helping us to connect with each other. Folks from Caracol are not here yet. Telesh, who's going to be receiving the award, is late in the playing some playing is what's happening. But I think some folks right here to take the award and their folks from no? Okay, so we will try to keep it tomorrow for the members meeting.
Give it up for Caracol. Next, we want to highlight P7, Principle 7 leadership. Everybody knows what P7 is, right?
Yes!
What is it?
Concern for community.
Okay, thank you. Concern for community. PV squared. Do we have any reps from PV squared in the house? Okay. PV squared was nominated by the Federation board and staff for one, receiving national recognition in their field by the North American Board of Certified Energy Practitioners, an award that companies meet a rigorous set of standards regarding installation, employee training, qualification, safe work practices, and customer accountability, as well as their work to provide solar power to communities in Puerto Rico. So shout out to PV Square.
Okay, so next one, we want to give the recognition of a conversion of the year to Metis Construction. As we've been talking, right, about worker ownership, employee ownership, we need to recognize also those businesses, they're coming from the traditional model to actually join the cooperative movement. And Metis is an example of a great conversion in Seattle. So I don't think the folks from Metis are here either, but we just wanted to recognize also the importance of these businesses. They are joining the movement. So.
And our last award goes to
Cooperative of the Year, Labor Advocates, Cincinnati Union Cooperative Initiative. Do we have any COOP folks in the house? Yes! So the Cincinnati Union Cooperative Initiative, we want to recognize their tremendous amount of organizing inside and outside of the field, from the Union Co-op Symposium last December to their partnership with Tech Solidarity, a group of tech workers out of Silicon Valley, to fuel their work on Care Share Child Cooperative. So, thank you. Okay, that's all the awards for this year. I'm going to give it back to Mo. She's going to tell you that you're going to have lots of fun tonight. You're going to enjoy yourselves. You're going to be nice to yourself.
There's only 30 seconds in between you and some delicious wine. I was excited about that. So, again, thank you so much for being a wonderful audience and listening to these presentations from these amazing local organizers and celebrating this amazing cooperative work that's been happening. Now it's just time to celebrate and build a relationship and drink and be merry together. So to close this out, I'm actually going to bring Molly from the Red Hen Collective to talk a little bit about a little special treat we have for all of you tonight.
Thanks, Mo. I'm so excited to be here. This is my first co-op conference. So my name is Molly Madden. I am the founder of Red Hen Collective, and we are the first feminist worker-owned wine importer and wholesaler in the United States. So we're cracking open what has been an impenetrable industry that is super heavily invested in patriarchy and racism and all that kind of garbage that we're not such big fans of. And we are investing in people of color, women farmers, artisanal, heritage grape varietals from all over the world. We brought a couple of really, really special wines tonight from some women farmers, some indigenous grape varietals from a couple different places. And we're gonna have, we have room for about 40 people if folks wanna come spend a half an hour with us in the room, this classroom right here. We're gonna jam on wine and justice and farming and how we can create a new economic model that takes care of every single stakeholder in the wine supply chain. So come join us. Thanks so much.
All right, it is time to break. I just want to remind all of you that our program starts at 8:45 tomorrow morning. We're going to start with our plenary stories that move us, how worker cooperatives are organizing our economic power. So thank you again so much, and have a wonderful day, everybody.
Quick announcement! The first shuttle is here, and it is over by the red sculpture on the street over there. So if you're trying to go back to the hotels, please make your way over there. Thank you. Thank
These people are trying to get out. Okay. Okay.
Oh, this is my sister.
Yeah, so it's reciprocity.
Reciprocity.
Yes.
I think so. He lives in Hollywood.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
I could take the bus from one place to another.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I'm just transiting. I haven't. Well, I'm